Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar, our introduction to the Brick by Brick programme. Really excited to have you here and really very pleased to be able to tell you a little bit about our wonderful programme. My name is Gina Gomez de la Cuesta. I'm the founder and one of the directors of Play Included, and I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm here with the wonderful Jane in the background helping you in, and Abby, who I think will introduce herself now.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I think on my camera I've frozen, but hopefully you can all see me. My name's Abi Dodson. I'm up here in North Yorkshire, and I'm a trainer and a brick by brick programme facilitator. So I like to actually get out there and do some brick clubs. So it's lovely to meet you all, and hopefully we're going to be able to give you all a bit more of an insight into what we do and all the fun we have in our brick clubs.
Thanks, Abby. So a little bit of just a very warm welcome to you all. Maybe right in the chat, whereabouts you're from, where you're joining us from today. We often get people from all over the world. Maybe Abby, you can sort of give a few shout outs from where people are at. But we're very delighted to have people here. Just a bit of
Felipe's joining us in Chile.
Chile, hola. Very nice, Chile.
We've got Deanne in Liverpool, we've got Jane in Bath, we've got Louise. What time is it in Australia, Louise? Thank you so much for joining us. And we've got Leela in Dorset.
Lovely, that's wonderful. Thanks, everyone. Just a bit of housekeeping. You might want to use headphones if you're on a tablet or a phone, because the sound might be better. Please use the chat for comments or questions. You can also email us at hello@playincluded.com if the chat function isn't working or you've got some questions outside of this session. But we'll be using questions at the end. But please type your chat and questions in there. We're recording this session, so it will be available. So if you need to skip off or you're not able to come for the whole thing, we'll send round the recording afterwards. And then we'll just do a little poll on screen during the course of the webinar. Okay. So over to you, Abby, to kick us off.
Thanks, Gina. Yeah, first of all, just to really sort of set the scene for what we're going to cover. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about who we are here at Play Included. We're going to tell you then about the Brick by Brick programme. And as Gina said, we'll take questions at the end. But please, if you do have any questions, don't save them. If you want to put them in the chat, and the wonderful Jane's going to be managing all that for us and helping us go through those at the end of the session. The first thing, though, that we'd love to know is, Jane, if you can pop up the quick poll for us, is just to find out if people are already running brick clubs. We find it quite useful because it helps us sort of gauge the audience that we're working with today and the level of knowledge people have got. So hopefully in your chat you might be able to see that. It just says, are you currently running brick clubs, yes or no? Hopefully you can submit your vote there. If you're not able to, then if you just want to drop us a note in the chat, and it's always helpful for you to let us know that way as well, that would be great. So we've got quite a few responses coming in. We'll just give everybody another second or so to do that, and then Jane, it will look at the results. So it's showing at the moment that we've got everybody is new to this, so that's always great because it gives a great starting point for where we're going to go from for the rest of the session. So who are Play Included? Well, we're a community interest company, and we were originally founded by Gina in 2018, and we're extremely pleased to be supported by the Lego Foundation, and we have been since about 2020. And as the slide says there, we've also been selected for the 100 global collection, and it looks at innovations in education. So if you take a look on their website, you'll find out a bit more about us there as well. And it's we're delighted to have been part of that. In terms of Gina, if you want to move this slide on for me. Sorry, Gina's doing the slides today.
Sorry.
That's okay. So in terms of what we do, in addition to the Brick by Brick programme that we're going to focus on today, we also have a series of other free resources that are available for both parents, carers, guardians, and also for schools. And you can find all these on our website, and we'll be putting a link into our website at the end of the session. So first of all, we've got the play at home activities, and these are there's nearly 30 now of these activities, and they're a great idea of how to get started with playing at home with bricks at the moment, but we're hoping to expand and maybe look at play with different activities as well. The building friendships was really our response to the COVID pandemic and trying to reintroduce, when children were being reintroduced back into the classroom, and starting to help them to either build new friendships or to reinvigorate existing friendships. And they're whole class activities, and the idea with those is that basically your big box of Lego that you've got in the corner of the classroom, you can use that for any of the activities. You can do them as a carousel of a variety of activities, or you can do one activity at a time, but again, they are free and can be found on our website. But the main thing we're going to focus on today is to talk about our flagship, which is the Brick by Brick programme. And as far as we're concerned, it's the latest thinking on what was formerly known as Lego-based therapy. So from our point of view, it's a group programme that's designed to help to support typically neurodivergent children, but we feel it has benefits for all children. It gives them a real opportunity to develop friendships, to have real meaningful positive social interactions in a safe welcoming environment. It gives them a sense of belonging, a sense of community, and it does also exercise the social emotional communication skills. And that's so there's some real stuff going on for the children in these brick clubs, but ultimately they're having lots of fun and playing with Lego, which they love to play with. So in terms of models and things like that, they're building small teams, they're having fun, we're building confidence, and we are the only programme that is actually approved by the Lego Foundation. And I think that's quite important to us, isn't it, Gina, in terms of our standpoint, in terms of the quality of the training that we pass on from ourselves to the professionals that we work with. It's really key to us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, next
And
slide.
part of that, this next slide is actually a short video. If anybody has any issues being able to see the video because of your internet speed, Jane is going to put a link into the chat for you. But this is a wonderful little video which says everything that you need to know from the people who are most important, the children. So let's take a look. I don't think there's any sound coming through, Gina.
Ah.
We'll just have a quick check and see if we can sort this out for you, everybody. Just bear with us for a second. Technology's always an issue on these kind of things, isn't
Again. It's saying to include sound. I'll click on it again.
Let's give it a go.
I'll have another try. Sorry, everybody.
How long I've been
can you hear that now?
We've got it. Yeah, we want to hear Andy and his friends.
Can you hear it now? Yeah, great.
I'm Andy, and I am a boy who came from Vietnam.
I am Ben for short, and my full name is Benjamin. And this is my mum, Allison.
My name is Thomas, and I am 10 years old. How long I've been to Brick Club is quite some months ago, and I like Brick Club because when I first going to Brick Club, I met a person, and I was very surprised that the person came from Vietnam. It's Dr. Camilla.
I started Brick Club the day it started, so I started it because my mum thought it would be a good idea to help me be more social with other people that I might not know.
The point of Brick Club is you build and play, but it's also like developing your collaborative skills and teamwork. I like Lego because Lego's way too good. Why is good fun? Because they can build up your imagination, and it's good because it can make your hands more handier.
When I'm at Brick Club, everyone is different, so it helps when like stress or like anxiety. The part that makes us learn is because we build together, and that basic not forces us, but pretty much forces us to like be more social with each other in a good way.
But it's better than building by yourself because you can like help your teammates, and you can like describe what bricks you need. So it's also like developing language and things like that. The other good things with Lego is because we can build many models such as vehicles. It can build imagination on your head.
I was into Lego a little bit, but now that I've come to Brick Club, I like Lego a lot more because I realised how fun it was. I've definitely made lots of friends with everyone that goes to Brick Club, and it's helped me make more friends outside of Brick Club in school. Like, I've been more social, and I have been not copying what I think someone else is doing, and I made lots of friends in Brick Club, and that's really helped my social side of things.
Coming to Brick Club is the best. You should go and try it out. It's so fun.
I'll never get tired of watching that video. And amazingly, I don't know if you've seen in the chat, Gina, we've actually got somebody called Andy, and he's also a boy who came from Vietnam.
No way, that's amazing. Well, hi, Andy from Vietnam. That's an amazing coincidence. That's
it'd be great to hear where you are in the world now, Andy. Yeah, I think we always feel that as much as we can say about the Brick by Brick programme, ultimately the most important thing is the voices of the children, and I think that really just sort of typifies what we're trying to. Oh, you're based in Surbiton in the UK. Welcome, Andy. Welcome to the session today, Andy. Yeah, it really does typify what we're about. It is about the children, and I think what's really important is what we've got in this next slide is just to reinforce just how flexible this programme is. It's very much about adapting it to the strengths and the needs of the children who are involved in your particular Brick Club, and getting the most out of it for them, and for them to be leaving the room thinking, that was fun, I really enjoyed that, and I've made friends. And I've connected with people over an interest that I really love. So for us as the adult in the room, when we're facilitating, we really need to be aware about what we're doing. It's a very fine skill, I think, really, to facilitate these sessions, and certainly I learn from every single club that I do, from every single week that I'm working with the children. You know, I'm very passionate about what I do, and sometimes that passion can overtake what's happening in the room, and you've got to just, as a facilitator, go, do you know what, I need to step back and let the children take over, because this is the whole intention about the Brick Club, is that they should be child-led, and that's what we're trying to foster, and to support the children to be able to problem solve and challenge each other in a safe environment where they feel that they belong. So it is often used to support autistic children, but in terms of what we're looking at, social emotional communication development, it's something that everybody can value and everybody can find support with. So for us, it's really about today's about explaining a little bit more about how that happens within the sessions, so that hopefully you might start your brick by brick program journey and join us in terms of being a professional trained buyer. So over to you, Gina, to tell us a little bit more about the program and about the research behind it.
Thanks, Abby. Yeah, so I guess I first came across this methodology back in 2004 when I was doing my PhD here in Cambridge at the Autism Research Centre, and where we were researching Lego therapy or Lego-based therapy. And the methodology of the Brick by Brick program is very much Lego therapy or Lego-based therapy, and it represents our most up-to-date thinking in this field. Lego therapy actually is a term that's not allowable for trademark laws. But I know that many people, certainly in the UK, understand and know this terminology, and that's where the research papers are. That's the terminology that's used in a lot of research papers. So our Brick by Brick program, we've really kind of looked carefully at Lego therapy with our own expertise. You know, I've been working in this field for many, many years, but alongside really important experts in the Lego Foundation on play facilitation, but really importantly, autistic consultants. I think back in 2004, when I first started looking at this methodology, it was looking at a fun way to teach social skills for children, still very child-led, still very positive and strengths-based. But now we understand a lot more about neurodiversity affirming practice and how important that is. And for Brick Clubs, we've really centralized the methodology on being neurodiversity affirming, of celebrating children for their strengths and their differences and not trying to fix or cure anybody. We want to give children opportunities to socialize, have fun and use and develop skills. So our training does include, it's been fully reviewed by our neurodivergent consultants, but much of the training has been written by them as well. So I guess we're the sort of most up-to-date thinking in Lego-based therapy, and here's some of the evidence for whether Lego-based therapy is helpful. So we've got quite a lot of small-scale research studies, including my own, but there is, I guess, some analysis of all of the studies, some kind of reviews of all the research that a few years ago showed that there was a need for larger scale, more rigorous randomized control trials in this methodology. And that's what's recently been published. So this is the iSocialize trial. This is the first large-scale pragmatic randomized control trial, so the gold standard of research evidence for a program or an intervention. And this looked at 240 children in mainstream school in the UK, and half of them were randomly allocated to receive Lego therapy or the Lego program, and half of them just received education as usual. And what the results showed was a small positive effect after just 6 weeks of Lego therapy in schools. High levels of acceptability, so people really enjoyed delivering it, people enjoyed coming, and that it was very likely to be a cost-effective programme. We've obviously adapted Lego therapy since that trial with our Brick by Brick programme to include the latest thinking in neurodiversity and play facilitation. And we've carried out an independent evaluation of our updated programme with the organisation At Autism. And facilitators in this evaluation have said that children have fun. I think 92% of them gave it 10 out of 10. The rest gave it 9 out of 10. They're very motivated to attend. They're excited and they feel engaged. And the research showed that the Brick Clubs were helping children to make friends, feel more confident and feel a bit less anxious in a group, and start to be able to make decisions for themselves and choices for themselves with confidence. And what was interesting from this as well was that particularly in parts of the world where autistic children may not have much available to them, such as in Mexico, we found that coming to a Brick Club helped families meet other families with similar experiences and help them view autism in a positive light. Here is some quotes about Brick Club and our training that maybe you might want to have a look at. maybe my favorite one is Me gusta más que la tablet. So Isaac in Mexico said he likes brick clubs more than his tablet. So that's pretty high praise coming from an 8-year-old. Yeah, but it's, people trying out the program, and of course it's not going to be for everybody, and not all children like building Lego, but the children who do want to come and choose to attend get a lot out of it, and our training has really positive feedback as well. I think, as Abby's kind of mentioned, the skill of the adult running the sessions is really important. There are loads of resources you can just print off from the internet on Lego therapy, and I think you miss a huge amount if you just decide to do that. Training and playful facilitation and a strong reflection on your role as the adult in the group is really important for the children to get the best out of the sessions. So this is why we at Play Included have sort of focused on a progressive training pathway, starting out with the Initiate course. That is an online self-paced e-learning course. It's really engaging and fun with videos and activities and loads of information, everything you need to kind of set up a brick club. But our recommended level is the facilitator level. The facilitator course is a 1 day in-person experiential course, so you really get the chance to immerse yourself in a brick club, meet other professionals and learn by doing, and that's what we're all about in Play Included, is ourselves learning through play, as well as the children.
I think
and
the
then
key
progressing
there.
Pardon, Abby?
Sorry, Gina. I think the key there, like you say, is you experience what it's like to be at a brick club. We try and set the scene for the whole day, all around actually the activities that you would see, hear, feel, do, and it's so impactful. And certainly the feedback we've had, people have said that yes, the Initiate is really, really good and it's a really good grounding, but to really take your facilitation to the next level so that you can really support the children in so many different ways, then the level 2 is the place to be.
Yeah, and we're in the process of developing some specialist courses, perhaps around specific topics like anxiety or neurodiversity affirming practice, or particular age groups, younger children, teenagers. And then we're working with partners internationally to become trainers and mentors for people learning how to run brick clubs. So we really care about quality for the children and young people, which is why we've kind of put this pathway in place. But we've got partners now in several different countries of the world, including New Zealand and Hong Kong and Australia, and hopefully the United States very soon as well. So this is just a little bit of feedback about the information about the Initiate course. I've said here it takes 6 to 8 hours to complete. Actually, it depends how quick you are. It's really fun and engaging to do, and there's lots of kind of extra information that you might want to read, or so it depends. But 95% of people have said that their expectations of the course are exceeded or met, and 95% would recommend it to other people. And again, the facilitator course. After this course, you can become a recognised brick by brick facilitator and be registered on our website, which it's up and coming. Our brick by brick facilitator register. It's nearly ready. We're in the process of doing a huge web development project. But if you want to kind of evidence that you have done, the gold standard training in this methodology, that might be something that you might like to do. But as Abby said, that most people said that their facilitator skills really improved, and that this added significantly to the kind of e-learning. I think it's really nice to get the background from the e-learning, the kind of information, and put that into practice in the level 2 course.
I think it's the adaptability and the flexibility in terms of playful facilitation that really comes across in that day, isn't it, Gina?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great fun. Everybody has a really good time as well. And I think injecting that joy into your own brick clubs is hopefully something you'll take away from that.
Definitely.
Yeah, we also because we want to give you everything you need to deliver the high quality brick clubs. So we do have resources to download to use in your brick clubs, and those have been translated into Danish, Spanish, Chinese and Swahili. There's a Facebook community of practice that Abi runs, where people can share ideas, and we have live sort of drop-in Q&A sessions with ourselves, and we've got some video guides and ideas as well. So we're really trying to hopefully set you up for success and set the children up to have a great time in your sessions. Yeah, so we've kind of whistle stopped our way through that. We've got plenty of time for questions, but if you would like to start thinking about doing the Brick by Brick program, we've got a 20% discount for you if you book before the 30th September for the Initiate Level 1 course. So use the code webinar20 when you book through our website there. And yeah, we really hope to share more of our knowledge and passion for this methodology with you as we keep going. All righty, so over to some questions. I'm going to stop sharing screens so that I can see the chat and see the questions that are coming up.
Yeah, so please, anybody got any questions for Gina or myself, please pop them into the chat. I guess while we're everybody's thinking about stuff like that, I just thought it might be useful just to share a little bit about running brick clubs, and we do have a great time. We're very fortunate to be able to run some of our own brick clubs, and we're looking at the moment. I'm working with secondary school age children, which is something new, really, isn't it, Gina? Because I think something that we certainly have noticed over the time is that a lot of the Lego therapy, as it was, and now with the Brick by Brick program, a lot of the research has been into more sort of primary age children, hasn't it? And we're hoping to start to work with secondary age children, and it certainly is having a positive effect qualitatively. The data that I'm seeing when I'm just looking at the children, having done a 6 or 8 week program last term, the results are already to be seen. The staff are seeing it, and the children that I'm working with are being recognised for their strengths now, and it is definitely more about it being neurodivergent affirming, and I think that's a real big part of what we do here at Play Included, and especially within the Brick by Brick programme, I think, isn't it, Gina?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some questions coming through in the chat. Jane, thank you. Will we have access to the presentation that you just shared? You'd love to go through it again. So it will be added to our YouTube channel, Jane, and sent through to you via email. Our Jane, Play Included Jane, we'll send it over to you. And we're so happy, as Jane said, if you've got any questions, that you think of after the webinar and you haven't put them in the chat and you think, oh, bother, you can email us at hello@playincluded.com. And then Jessica, I know Abi was talking about secondary school students, and actually the iSocialise research trial did demonstrate that there was a slight indication that the programme worked better for older children. But Jessica has asked, can you share any plans you currently have for children in the early years foundation stage, because she sees excellent potential? Absolutely, Jessica. We've recently done a presentation actually at the Pedal conference, a little bit on this topic. We're really curious about it too. We haven't done any development yet, but the Pedal, which is the Faculty of Education at the University of Cambridge, Play in Education, Development and Learning, they were looking at a lot of early years play, and we're really curious to think about supporting social and emotional learning through brick clubs for early years children. There has been a few case studies that show that this is helpful, maybe using Duplo, maybe thinking of slightly less structured ways to support the children to collaborate, slightly sort of more more flexibility, and I know that there's been some one of our trainers did their PhD looking at sort of younger autistic children, sort of 3 to 5 year olds engaging in brick club, and she noticed that the parents actually got a lot out of seeing their children in the club, and that kind of supported play at home as well. So yeah, there's a lot, when you do the program and you get to know it, you can see applications in so many areas. And I know that some people even use it with the elderly, in dementia. But it's about connection, it's about social and emotional learning and play and fun, and we feel like that's so relevant in so many contexts.
Great one. I think the next one's from Lee, and he's at the NHS in Fife. I may be coming from a different perspective as some of the other people in the group being within the NHS. Is there governance in place with undertaking the brick by brick course? Gina, do you want to?
Great question. So yeah, I mean, we train professionals, Lee, so you have to kind of, it's on trust, because we can't sort of verify everybody's certificates of teaching, but we ask that everybody coming on a brick by brick training course has a professional level of qualification, at the very least a high level teaching assistant if they're working in a school, but ideally a teacher, speech and language therapist, psychologist, play therapist. And this is a tool in their toolkit. So we also ask that people abide by our safeguarding policy. We have a very clear code of conduct that you have to sign up to, and the Lego Foundation's child safeguarding policy as well. And we say that brick clubs must be run in an organisational setting that has its own safeguarding and sort of risk assessment policies and procedures in place. So we can, I guess, vouch for the quality of our training, but we cannot kind of have any clinical responsibility for what happens in a professional's brick club. So that is up to the organisation and the individual professional to abide by those things. I hope that kind of answers your question. It's something we think very carefully about.
Absolutely. And Philippe sent one. Do you think this method could be used with older adults, seniors as well, for cognitive stimulation? And I know we've sort of come across this ourselves, haven't we, Gina? With was it Kitty, based in Lego Legends, that she does, and it is very something. She does it in a very different way to the brick by brick program, but I think certainly the one thing we've noticed is that this is something that potentially could be for anybody.
Yeah, I think there's no research evidence yet about sort of older adults, but anecdotally people find that it's a fun, engaging activity that might stimulate their minds, but certainly just have a bit of fun. And that's the very minimum. People are hopefully having fun.
Absolutely. Andy, yeah, this is a great one. We always get this one. Specific kit. Is there a specific kit that we needed? They used to be built to express, but that's no longer made by Lego. It's a really tricky one, isn't it, Gina? Because there is no specific set. From our perspective, Andy, it's very much about what's right for the group that you're working with. You need collaborative sets for building together, but you also need freestyle bricks, so that's your random boxes of bricks. But with the sets, it's about finding out what the interests are of the children and young people that are taking part in the activities, and that sort of guides you. In the training we talk a bit more, don't we, Gina, about the type of sets that would be ideal, but you don't have to go out and spend hundreds of pounds on your big Harry Potter sets and your Millennium Falcons and things like that. It's about starting small and seeing that sense of achievement that the children get from actually completing something together. So we start small, don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's about following the children's lead and what they're interested in, what kinds of models they might like. Star Wars, they might like, I don't know, animals or Harry Potter. You might kind of go, or Lego Friends, you might kind of go with their interests as a way to kind of motivate them and hopefully give them a choice about what models that they build. So you need kits with instructions, and you also need general Lego bricks, and quite well organized by color, size, shape. So there's a lot to think about in that. And as Abi said, our training does cover that in some depth.
Yeah. Another interesting question from Gail here about providing training for a group of practitioners in a local authority. Is that something that we would consider doing?
Absolutely, Gail. Do get in touch with us. Send us an email with a bit more detail about what it is that you're thinking about doing. But we certainly do. We have group discounts if you wanted to train more than one person, and if there's some research involved, we can certainly come up with some. We have a fantastic research and evaluation lead, Maggie, and we're always really interested in evaluating outcomes and learning from those. So and then feeding that back into our training and resources. So yeah, do send us an email, Gail, and we'll be happy to chat more about that.
Right, I think has anybody got any more questions? There were some really insightful ones there. Yes, use the Hello app, Gail. That would be perfect, and Jane will sort that out for you. She's our whiz with our email boxes, and she'll put you in contact with us, and we'll sort that out. But it's we love doing these sessions because it really gives us an idea about the types of settings that are interested in connecting with us and developing the brick by brick program. Ultimately, for us, it's about being able to connect as many children with the program as we can to give those positive social opportunities for as many children as we can. So it's great to sort of connect with all of you today. If there aren't any last minute questions, please feel free, or as Gina said, email us at hello@.
Yeah, very happy to have had you here. Thank you all so much for attending, and yeah, get in touch if you've got any more questions.
Jane, if you wouldn't mind just popping in that our last little poll. We always like to find out whether we've met your expectations. So it's just literally click on a button and submit your response. It's always helpful to us so that we can see whether we're hitting the spot for people or not. And as Gina said earlier, we will be sorting out the recording, putting it onto YouTube and sending you all the link. And remember that we will send you out as well the webinar 20 discount code for you to use before the 30th of September. Thanks ever so much for joining us today, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.